All right, chat. So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this next video, shall we? I have seen quite a bit of this being talked about on Twitter. And of course, you guys asked me on my input on these things. And as somebody it is that has done track, I will go ahead and give my input on it. How do you feel about people who go on dating apps live? Well, I mean, I don't do dating apps. Like that's not my type of thing. I may have done that maybe like in 2014. I was on Tinder, and then I found out it was a DTF app, and then I got off of it and I said, yeah, never again, you know? But then again, I got the mouthpiece to go ahead and like let a man know what's up. So I don't really need dating apps. But I mean, just as long as it's not corny, go for it if you think it is you need to. Have I tried Korean fried chicken? Absolutely. Absolutely I have. But all right. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this video. Let's talk about this.
This morning, a high school track star is still recovering nearly a week after being hit on the head by another runner during a race.
And she claims that this entire...
Wait, go back.
This morning, a high school track star is still recovering nearly a week after being hit on the head by another runner during a race.
And she claims that this entire ordeal, this accident, this accidental bonk on the head against her fellow competitor was an accident. And to be honest, given all the footage I just saw on Twitter, the instant replays, the explanation she had about why she did what she did, and the way she literally wound her fucking arm back and launched that shit right to the back of the head of the girl who was in front of her, had me in complete disbelief. Like, she was clearly lying.
Junior Kaylin Tucker was running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships.
So you can see this woman right now as I paused it exactly as she was winding her...
I gotta look
of the
at this
4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championship.
My thing, okay. I'm gonna be honest, Chad. They had beef. I mean, hey, listen. Sometimes that happens in track. It depend, and it don't even matter the division. It don't matter the division. I started out with Division 3. I did Division 1. You know what I'm saying? Like we had some nasty smoke with some Syracuse University and track people before. You know what I mean? We had some beef. You know, Cornell University, like some LSU track runners as well. Beef within track and field is regular, and I had to really just condense my New York accent to say regular to say that. But it's regular to just have that level of beef. Like, you know, there's nothing to it. You know what I mean? It's friendly competition. However, I want you to understand this. I did track, okay? If you've ever, I've done cheerleading too. The spirit stick can cause a blunt force. If you've ever been hit by one of these things before, it will do some damage. So this poor girl got just beanked in the head by this baton. I'm like, baby girl, it'd be a different story if your arms was like swinging like that leading up to it, but it does look like you had some intention behind that force, you know? Because if you're doing track, like, it's okay to do one of these, and like, you know, like if you're doing one of these, sure, but you didn't do that until this shorty was starting to get past you. Then you cocked that motherfucker back. Like,
running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships.
So you can see this woman right now as I paused it exactly.
That looked intentional. That looked intentional.
As she was winding her arm back to attack her competitor in front of her. Like, ladies and gentlemen, before the reporter even goes any further explaining the story, I just want to say, what do your eyes see right now? Does this look like the start of an accident where she accidentally hit the person over the head with a metal baton? By the way, the woman that she hit, she actually fractured her skull. Like, her fucking head split open, had a skull fracture, had to go to the hospital. She actually got a concussion, and her track and field career is pretty much over at this point until she fully recovers. And, you know, given that I believe she's a junior or a high school senior, I don't think she's ever going to be able to compete in high school ever again, given the healing time that it will take for her to fully recover from this point on.
That's okay. She can get in college. That's fine. She can get in college. It's okay. I'm sure it is. Like after this, like a school gonna look at that and be like, give her the full ride. You know, depending on what, like, depending on like how the severe, how long it is it's gonna be for her to recover. I'm sure she can come back to that.
Forward.
When the shocking incident happened,
That's when she hit me with the baton.
watch again as you see the two sprinters running side by side as they round the corner with Kaylin on the outside, Kaylin's mother cheering her on. Just as Kaylin is passing the other runner, the athlete swings her.
Bruh. That was definitely no accident. And the fact that this young lady sitting up here on the news, public news station, crying as if she's the victim. Like, bro, do you see her, bro? This is like the face of non-accountability, bro. How are you up here crying?
Yo, Paul with the big body red. What's good, gang? How are you? I see you in your streamer bag. I'm proud of you, bro. And on top of that, too, you began your backflip in. You know what I'm saying? Once it is you master it, you gonna be like me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real backflip gang out in this, you know what I'm saying? Like, twin for real. But all right. Let's get back into the video.
Tears of fucking sorrow and pain as if you were the one who got boinked in the back of the head. Like when I first came across the story, I'm just like, all right, why is this a big deal? Charge her, I don't know, send her to jail, or make her do community service. But then I saw clips of her coming out and crying, talking about, well, she got physically hurt, but I got mentally hurt. What about my mental health?
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Is this bitch serious, bro? You're physically hurt, but you're not thinking about my mental health. Yo, is this the world we're living in right now? Is like not on some serious shit. Like this video is supposed to be comedy, humor. I was supposed to be throwing jokes all around, but now I'm dead serious now, bro. Yo, is this the world we live in right now, bro? Pause though, slow down. Come in closer. I want to talk to you. Bring it in. If any of you need extra money in your pockets, extra bread, there's a quick way to do it. And it's not by sliding into my DMs asking me to Cash App you or Zelle you. But what you can do is taking out your phone, scanning the QR code on screen right now, and that'll take you over to the website freecash.com where you can earn an extra $150 to the video. Somebody can literally come across you, get mad at you, I don't know, be in a competition with you, shoot you, hit you, assault you. You end up in the hospital with broken bones. Then the assailant, the perpetrator who literally assaulted you, probably almost killed you, comes out talking about on public news saying, you may be physically hurt, you may be in a coma, you may be not be able to walk or run or do whatever you want for the rest of your life. But what about my mental health? You're physically hurt, but I'm mentally hurt. What about my feelings and emotions? The stupidity of certain people just never ceases to amaze me.
Athlete swings her baton, striking Kaylin.
I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
The 16-year-old was later diagnosed with a concussion. The family says neither the athlete who struck Kaylin nor the other team's coaches checked on Kaylin or reached out afterwards.
That's a problem. That's a major problem. The coach didn't even the coaches didn't even go check on baby girl. What? My initial thing was like with me seeing this was, why didn't she get disqualified? That's something man, that's something it is that will get you disqualified immediately. Why wasn't there any call on the like, hey, yo, she gotta go. Regardless if that was like an incident or not, she shouldn't be able to like get her out of here. So now I got an even bigger problem. So now the girl is playing victim mode. And then on top of that too, like the coaches didn't even like, and the girl didn't even go ahead and check up on her. Like, oh my God, like I'm so sorry. This isn't it. Like, you didn't say anything, but you saying it is that, oh, she got physically hit, but mentally. And I'm not trying to disparage you, girl. I'm really not trying to disparage you. And I can understand with your level of mental, but baby girl, you got to take some accountability for that. You got to take some accountability. You really did struck that girl in the back of her head, bro. She got a whole concussion because of that shit. Like, come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. You having this whole victim party as of right now. I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm suing everybody, bro. I'm suing the I'm suing the parents. I'm suing the school. I'm suing the paramedics who are supposed to be on call if any accidents happen. I'm suing everybody, bro. Because it feels like certain people just want to take this as a light thing. You know, they want to brush this off. Nobody.
Like I said, a baton, that baton is made of metal. Like spear sticks, almost the same material. So if you doing one of these and then binking somebody at the top of the head, yes, that's enough to where it is you can knock somebody out because of that. That thing hurt, man. Even if you accidentally get hit with like a baton, which that happens, you know what I mean? When you on the line trying to get the baton next on the relay races, it'd be like that. But like, what are we doing? Girl, that was intentional. If you was out, like if your hands was out and open like that and you looking like it is, you was wailing your arms, cool. I would have been just like, all right, cool. But nah, you wholeheartedly struck her the moment that she got past you. And that's sneaky. I don't like that.
They went to go over there and check on her, bro. They saw a blatant violation of assault happening on that track, and it really took this story going viral to have any real accountability for this girl. And this is why, as of today, I'm glad to report that by today.com, they say high school track runner charged after hitting opponent in head with baton during race. Finally, someone being held accountable. They say, and I quote, the sprinter who was struck by the baton, Brookville High School junior Kaylin Tucker, told NBC that she was diagnosed with a concussion and a possible fractured skull. They also say that Effort has been charged with misdemeanor assault and battery, according to Bethan Harrison, the Commonwealth's attorney for Lynchburg. And to be honest, you know, misdemeanor, that seems like a small
Lynchburg,
charge, and battery. Like, what is she? Is she gonna serve any jail time for this, bro? Is she gonna be? She needs to be expelled. She needs to be banned from getting any scholarships or going on to university or college.
I don't think jail time is something it is that needs to happen because she is 16. I don't think she needs to be tried as an adult. I do feel like there has to be some level of consequence for that because there was a lack of accountability. She does not need to be tried as an adult. You know, it's not like it is that she did some type of like murder or something like that. You know what I mean? But there has to be some level of counseling, and I guess like uh rehabilitation, if you will, to understand the repercussions of this, and more so, the school got to eat that too. They also got to be held accountable for that. Like the coaches ain't do anything, you know. Like first it is we seen this girl get struck with a baton, and then we seen another video where a Hispanic dude knocked out this one girl in a classroom. Like both of those kids, I think like she was hitting him with like a metal bottle or something like that, and then he also struck as well. So they both are getting charged with assault within that situation. That's a whole that's a whole nother video within itself. But there needs to be some level of accountability for her actions here.
For track and field, like her career should be over because there's just no excuse for this type of tomfoolery. You know, an injury to the head, a skull fracture is not something to play around with. This young lady could have migraines, severe migraines for the rest of her life, where she could have lost her eyesight, she could have bled internally, she could have fell over and bonked her head on the ground and fucking died. Like, bro, there's so many things that could have happened. This should have been attempted murder. I don't know why it's a misdemeanor and simple battery, but it needs to be attempted murder, bro. And the parents need to sue her and her parents and everybody else associated with this.
That's tough. That's tough to do that because of her age. That's not as easy as what it is that you think. You know, like she's still a child at the end of the day. So juvenile delinquency. Yeah, as somebody it is that just did the class for juvenile delinquency, and also I was in law, well, a major within law. That's sticky. What you're asking for is it's really sticky with children because they're not going to do that. You know. The parents can be sued. Yes, they can be sued civil wise, but civil cases and criminal cases are completely different. Criminal wise, I do not feel like it is that she needs to go to jail, or juvie or something. I don't think she needs to do that. I know that may come off as like, some people be like, well, that's clearly attempted murder or what did she try to do? Yes, but she's a child, so that's sticky. That's a little sticky within itself.
this nonsense. But here's the excuse this young lady has to say about why she did what she did, bro.
They're going off of one angle.
Ma'am, it was caught in 4K, bro. One angle is all we needed to basically see what the fuck happened.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they...
Well, we just saw a different angle. Well, the first angle that went viral, we all saw. Now the second angle from behind, we clearly saw you wind back and launch that goddamn metal baton to the back of that young lady's head.
You almost went off the line to do that.
Emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding...
Yeah, girl, you went off the line. You went off the line. I know, like with relay races, you do gotta like migrate in, like, you know, the inner lanes and stuff like that. Yeah, like I understand that, but like, yeah, girl, this looks intentional, even from a back angle, because you went off the line. It is that the lane you already was in order to strike her.
A curve on the track when they...
Well, we just saw a different angle. Well, the first angle that went viral, we all saw. Now the second angle from behind, we clearly saw you wind back and launch that goddamn metal baton to the back of that young lady's head. So you're cooked. You're absolutely fried.
Got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
Nah, bro. Nah, son. Nah. We are not going to set the precedent where we are in competitive matches and people just start saying, I'm stumbling, I lost my balance, I got a heavy metal object in my hand, and just accidentally somewhere tracked onto the back of this woman's head, and then, you know, she lost the race. Yeah, we're not going to start setting that precedent. I'm sorry.
But a baton is light. But when you trying to use that as a weapon, then it could get heavy.
I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose.
Somehow I find that very hard to believe. I'm just going off of my intuition, my instincts, and something tells me that this is not the first time you've had thoughts like this. Maybe your intrusive thoughts came out. Maybe things you've been harboring inside for this young lady, this girl, have finally materialized into physical actions, and you just couldn't stop yourself on some primal lizard brain instinctual shit, and you finally just let it all go and boinked her in the back of the head. That type of explanation would have been more honorable, more candor, more respectable in my opinion. But clearly she just wants to sit up here, lie, cry, and act like she's the victim.
I didn't have to see the first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Yeah, this man, this father, this woman, they know they're cooked. They know they're cooked. And you know, parents are always in denial about what their kids are capable of, bro. They always want to act like their children are the most sweetest, the most...
Shit. I don't know who parent it is that you have. I don't know what type of parent you got, but my parents are not gonna sugarcoat. They're what? If I did something it is that's wrong, the first thing it is that they're going to tell me is, what, you're stupid? This is what it is that you do. Please. Right, Zach. Like, my parents is not like that at all. They'll be the first, they'll be disappointed. They'll be the first ones disappointed within my actions. What are we talking about? If I didn't want to take the accountability, they was gonna make the accountability happen, bro. Like, not my parents. My parents would be the type of person that's like, no, we're gonna go have a conversation with the victim's parents. You know what I mean? My parents don't play that. Not at all. Shoot. I know some people it is like they kids was bullying another kid, and they sat there and was just like, I bet. So you want to go ahead and bully and do all this? I bet. So we're gonna go to the school. You're gonna go ahead and send in a card saying it is, I'm sorry. You know, you gonna apologize to her mother too. Maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe it is that I come from an era where it is like, you know what I mean? My parents just did not play no stuff like that. Let me act out of line real quick. My parents are setting me straight. You know what I mean? Of course, it caused a little bit of trauma. You know what I'm saying? But there is certain things that I do appreciate about older generations, bro. And it's a level of having respect and dignity and carrying yourself a correct level of ways to where it is you don't act like that out publicly. Because if you do it at home, you're going to do it outside. And that's something that I've always listened to. And it's stayed with me as an adult. So, hey, baby girl not taking the accountability because it kind of looks like it is the parents isn't trying to neither, bro.
Saintful type angelic creatures when some of you are raising literal demons.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable.
Well, I mean, I think they deserve to be disqualified given the circumstances of this, so I have no quarrels with that.
It says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media.
Justifiable, man. If I were that young woman, that girl who got hit in the back of that head while trying to compete in a race that could launch me to get a scholarship for track and field, I'm not talking to you, bro. You just ruined my career and potentially my life prospects, my future heading into the Olympics.
Why? That's what it is. I'm thinking. Why? Like, initially, the first thing you should have did was apologize. Even if the reality of everything it is that was going on, at least it is before you found out the diagnosis. Like, she found out the diagnosis. At least it is that she could be able to say, "Hey, listen, the girl came up to me. She checked up on me. The parents came to me. Something. You ain't did that." You ain't did that. You ain't go up and see if she was okay or anything like that. That baby girl dropped to the floor. And you ain't go check up on her, even if you finished the race or not. You ain't bat an eye at this point. And then you doing this whole apology, sympathy bullshit tour. I would block you too. Like, I'm gonna keep it 11,010 here. Like, that your initial response shouldn't have been an apology. And then afterwards, depending on how it is that she felt, she is in her right to either be like, all right, I forgive you or I don't forgive you. But she is 1,010% in her right to block you. Like, that's crazy.
You, your family, Guy Ritchie, your hood, your city, everywhere you come from, because, bro, you literally just set me back for life, bro. Unless you want me to get my get back and bonk you in the head with a metal baton like you did to me, then there's nothing left to say, bro. There's nothing left to say.
Funny.
And instead, the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
Bro, she really just said death threats and racism. I don't know about the racism. I don't know about the death threats, but I know that
this was in Virginia. It's believable. It is believable.
The hate is coming toward her and her family, but she tries to excuse it by saying one angle, and a 9-second video. Bro, it takes less than 2 seconds to kill somebody on camera, bro. What are we talking about, bro? The amount of seconds doesn't matter. It's the amount of impact and intent behind those seconds. So during that day, she's officially been charged. Her parents have been served. She's now going to be facing accountability. She's going to be responsible for her actions, essentially. But do let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. This did not look like an accident to me. It may have looked like an accident to some of you, and if it does look like an accident, please share your opinions and air your comments down below in the comment section.
I mean, I feel like it is, even if it was like an accident, she should have handled the after effects of it to make sure it is that she's okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very serious thing. Like, they get like bonked in the head, at least make sure it is that the girl's okay that you just struck. Like, it didn't seem like it is that you had a level of like common courtesy for this young lady, this young baby girl, So hopefully it is. I hope, like, with the victim, I hope it is that she recovers. Hopefully it is like, she's able to bounce back and to do the sport it is that she loves, because track and field, it is not an easy thing to do. But there's such a bond that comes from doing track and field. Trust me, there's a bond within that. But yeah, the other girl it is that struck her and the family, they got to take their level of accountability here. I'm sorry. Here's what it is. I said Meezy, but it's Maury that posted it. So Maury, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. And shout outs to you at home. I would love to know your input on this as well. So go ahead and put your comments down below. I'll catch y'all in the next video.